Hi-yo, everyone! Velocity here, back in action for more crying attraction. That's right. The detective identification is the thing that we need to be doing because these redheads might have seen something that they don't realize quite have seen something. It seems like they're a little bit too sad about that. So hopefully we could get through the motions to see what happened. Boop. The truth is, we took him prisoner and kept him for the night. The secret hideout. Even though I didn't think he was a real detective, I was too scared to let him go that day, just in case. We took the man's identification from him and shut him in the room next to ours. There might have been a little tussle, but we did him no harm, and the next morning we let him go. He spent the night in a nice room. It was nothing like a prison, really. This is outrageous. You imprisoned the man? But no, see, no, it was not like a prison. It was a very comfortable and a very calm and a happy a couple. It was never part of my plan. I swear it. Oh, so you think it was my fault, just because I got the date at the ferry wrong by one little day. I do not think it was your fault, Peppino. I know it. No. Per favore, capio? It was not an affair. You shall have plenty of time for squabbling back in the present, gentlemen. I don't believe this. Who could have been a real detective? Counsel for the defense. Proceed with the cross-examination. It's on the day before the incident. Grayson spent the night confined in this pair's hideout. Alright, so... Okay, even though I didn't think it was a real detective... Next to ours. I believe it's this part right here. There might have been a little tussle. What do you mean by this?
Hold it!
What do you mean by a little tussle exactly? It was nothing, just a minor incident. The false inspector, he was a real piece of work. Ay, capio? What happened? Oof, it was a disaster. He gave him a nicer room, and what does he do? Huh? In the middle of the night, he tries to escape through the ventilator. Can you blame him? We chased him at business, but we caught him again. Can you blame us? Wait, you didn't shoot the man in your haste? Did you? Is it? Who does you think we are? Of course not. Simply caught hold of him again and took him back to the room. So let's pursue this.
Excuse me.
Mr. De Rosie, is something wrong? Me? Something Mr. De Rosalou just said seemed to make you seemed to make you act even more strangely than usual. What was that all about? Cavallo, at times like this, you don't want to have a couple after you believe me. And I spoke from personal Esperanza. Personal experience? that is enough, Peppino. There is no need to say more. The truth is, the night before we put the Red-Headed League plan into action, I was scared. It was not fair to the couple, but I tried to run away. It's a shame you didn't manage it. But the couple here, he came after me like a turbine. And he dragged me back to the house, kicking and screaming. I still have the bruises to prove it. Aye, couple? Bruises, you say? You want to see? You want to see my fantastical bruises? That's enough now, Peppino. No one wants to look at any part of you. What to do? I assure you, or I don't. I assure you, or I don't. You do. Now. Lord, if everybody wants to see, then I do it. Go. You see? Is it still very visible? That red ring around your neck? You got that when you were dragged back to the house? See, the couple, sometimes I said that's enough. Peppino's neck is nothing to do with what we are talking about here. You have my word. Yes. What is your opinion, Counsel? About this red ring around Mr. De Rose's neck? I wonder, does it matter? It's usually important. Mr. De Rossi, I'm going to have to ask you to amend your testimony with details about the mark on your neck. Couple, you see? Everyone is interested in what I say, huh? Very well. You will amend your testimony as requested, Mr. De Rossi. So you see, you really want to know? He tried to escape, but the couple put the collar on him and dragged him back, like what you did to me. See? Hold it! Are you saying that the red mark was caused by... See, a bigger collar made from the leather. A leather collar? Yo, I need a girl to give me one of those. Is this true, Mr. De Rose? We had a Saint Bernard at home when I was younger. It is a souvenir from that time with a very strong chain. A strong chain? And you put that around your friend's neck? I'm sorry, I was so angry that he was leaving me alone. You did not have to tie the chain to the leg of the bed, though. I wouldn't want to try to run again. You didn't do that to Inspector Grayson as well, did you? Treat the people equally. Is that the couple here's a motto? It's starting to sound a lot more like a prison all of a sudden. The couple is tough, and the couple is rough. No, I should have done it. So, the following morning, when you released the Inspector, he had the red ring around his neck, just like me. Pino, silly, vos tute, leave it now. Now you know, huh? The couple here, you don't all want to tangle with him, right? And for the Inspector, it's not so bad. Okay. With a collar on his neck, is there anything that we could get that would show the collar on his neck? nothing there. Where's the picture? It's not showing any neck thing, so it wouldn't be seen. There doesn't look like a neck thing here. Why is there no neck thing there? We're gonna go ahead, pursue that line really quick. So, thankfully we can. This is like the only one we really can present.
Objection!
So the day before his body was discovered, Inspector Grayson was taken prisoner while working incognito. No, it was not like that. It was hardly a prison. It was more of an invitation to stay. It was only. However you describe it, there's one glaring inconsistency that remains. What inconsistency is this, Consul? I would ask the court to look closely in this photograph of the victim, Inspector Grayson. You will see that there is no red ring visible around his neck. Eh? But that doesn't make no sense. It was me who took the collar off of the man in the morning. And I saw the red bruises on his neck, just like I have. Now the mark is still clearly visible on this witness's neck. We'd expect to see bruising on the victim, who was put in the collar more recently than Mr. De Rossi. Indeed, that is most peculiar. But what we tell you, huh? We say this from the beginning, many times. Boy, but being was right. The man is a photograph. Is someone different to the man we held captive that night? Oh? They have the real killer. Hold on. It would appear then, on the day before the incident, the man who visited the park on Lime Street, posing as the incognito inspector, was not Inspector Grayson at all.
Objection!
If that's true, however, how do you explain the inspector's identification? This is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. It's inconceivable that someone could have stolen such an important item from the inspector. The prosecution made that assertion himself. And we also know that the inspector had made a note about the Red-Headed League in his diary for that day. Which surely means we can't divorce the two events completely. The inconsistency noted by the defense is most troubling. That was the real Inspector Grayson whom these two red-headed gentlemen encountered. The fact that no bruising can be seen around his neck defies explanation. But equally, they actually encountered an imposter. How did the person come to be in possession of the real inspector's identification? Does the defense have some plausible explanation, counsel? Something defies explanation. It is for precisely these occasions that we keep meticulous notes in the court record, Mr. Naruto. Because those are in the facts. The facts cannot lie. No, the facts can't lie. Even when they point to something so incredible, it's almost unbelievable. Well, my lord, the true identity of the person who turned up in the park for the Red-Headed League's enrollment is revealed by information in the court record, I believe. Ooh, is it this guy? It could be him. It could be him. Or it could be her. It could be one of the two. I don't think it's him. I don't think that's the case. slender and everything, this could be the case. I'm gonna say it's him. Good gracious! Very tantalizing, Mr. Naruto. So, why don't you help us all to see whatever truth is in that you apparently seen? Who exactly was that inspector that appeared before Mr. De Rosa and Mr. De Rosie? An imposter. Though it seems incredible, I admit the undeniable facts point to only one thing. Since no bruising can be seen on the victim's neck, the person who these two red-headed men took prisoner that day cannot have been Inspector Grayson. In other words, your whole argument up to now has been a waste of time.
Objection!
On the contrary, I haven't finished. What? There's no bruising on the victim's neck, so the question immediately posed next is, who exactly was this man at the park on Lime Street, found to be carrying Inspector Grayson's identification? See, that's right. We tell the same story every time. Whoever this man was, the couple dragging him from a pillar to a post with the dark collar. Mondino, bambino, I was not so harsh as you say, huh? So who was that false little inspector, right? Who was a he? Clearly the defense has an idea about that. About the true identity of the man these two imprisoned that night. I must ask the counsel for the defense to elaborate post-haste. Who did the witness encounter in the park, posing as Inspector Grayson? Oh, you get the full thing. I don't think it's Sandwich. I don't think it's any of them. It's a Daily Beagle. I believe it's him. Yes.
Take that!
Surely no secret. This is the identity of the imposter. Oh, really? On what grounds? Well, I said it was no secret, but that part is! Dear me. If ever perpetually was in order, that's now, I feel. Like the punishment, the couple can I'll lead you to his collar if you want. Perhaps my learned friend needs to experience what it feels like to be dragged around the streets by the neck. I'll use my imagination, thanks. Well, Mr. Naruto, the red ring produced by the collar is clearly the crux of the matter here. Yes, the bruising around the neck. I must ask the counsel for the defense to elaborate post-haste. Who did the witness encounter in the park posing as Inspector Grayson? Who has it covered? No neck thingy. We can't see the neck. It could be him. When I was accused of murder, so I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him either. He doesn't have a neck thing. It could be her. Could it actually be her? Oh! Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
Take that!
Goodness me! Isn't that... One of the witnesses who was in the stand in this very courtroom earlier today. A nameless man, whose only occupation appears to be peddling hearsay to passers-by.
Objection!
Wonder what the street seller be doing with a police inspector's identification papers. Witnesses, is this the man or not? What has happened to his lip? Ah! See, this is the man is not after the red-headed Aliga. He's looking for the twisted lip Aliga, no? Perhaps rather than making such a rash claim next time, you should bite your lip instead. It seems improbable, yes, but one undeniable undeniable fact remains. During his testimony earlier, I noticed something about the man's neck. A red ring of bruising. What? The defense demands that Mr. Gossip be brought back to the stand. Order! Bailiff! Bring the aforementioned witness back into the courtroom. Immediately! Oh, it's there. Oh, I never. An undeniable ring of bruising indeed. Identical to that of the witness beside him. Now what's going on here? Always had this. Me? It's a birthmark, isn't it? A birthmark, you say? I assume the reason you've been recalled to the stand has been explained to you? Something about an inspector again? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong as usual. You're denying all knowledge of it? Well, of course I am. Are you trying to kill me with all this nonsense, eh? Well, at least you'll have more stories to peddle back on Fresno Street, won't you? Now, we're gonna need you to testify again. And you, Mr. De Rosarino, and Mr. De Rosi, I'm sure you'll cooperate, won't you? Do you have any choice? You're in a bit of trouble, eh, couple? It's quite enough tawdry chatter. Proceed with the testimony. The inspector and the identification revisited. The man who claimed to be an inspector that day was definitely not this man. He's right, see? You think we would have forgotten these grand lips, I never leave Fresno Street, alright? I've no interest in any red-headed leg. I'm all alone in the world, me. I'm no kinfolk or nothing. And why would I be involved in something like that? Just look at me, eh? Does it look like I could carry off a disguise with a face like this? It certainly appears that we have the wrong man. What have I been telling you? There was no need for this pointless testimony. Ugh. That's right, I'm just a simple peddler. Remember, Fresno Street's all I know. How would I combine police inspector's identification book, eh? Well, yes, that's hard to explain, but... a brief cross-examination, I think, counsel. Very brief. Is there anyone in this courtroom who thinks I might be onto something? I stand steadfastly at your sides as always, Mr. Naruto. The inspector and the identification revisit. Claimed to be inspector as that was definitely not this man. Okay, let's press this a little bit, because I'm pretty sure he's a lying bitch. So, you heard of the Red-Headed League, had you? You don't get a name like Gossip for nothing, eh? It's all my business to know what's going on off in the town. Sold that tasty tidbit to a fair few redheads that came past me. Just between us, I even got a sandwich to cough it up for a... Well, he does have a very red nose, if that counts. Who knows? But as you can see, my own hair's not got a hint of red to it. In any case, Fresno Street's my patch. You won't catch me slurring off to some other pop town. No, sir, not likely. Oh?
Excuse me.
Mr. De Rosere. Oi. Can I help you? Did Mr. Gossip's words just now lead you to remember something relevant? Perhaps? It was the other day when I was looking for a place near the park. A small house or something. To be the headquarters of your Red-Headed League. Yes. I visited an housing agent at Lime Street, and there I saw him. This man was paying money to the agent. What? Mr. Gossip? With a housing agent? Boy, I had some kind of contract in his... and they were clearly discussing terms. But, no! You're mistaken, chum. I never left Fresno Street, me. Like I said before. You're mistaking me for someone else. Someone with the same face. No. The couple was right. I remember it too. He was paying the man with a bank of notes. With notes? Like I said, that wasn't me. I was curious why this man with the dirty clothes had so much money. So I looked at the name on the papers. And what name was written? Mr. Gossip? No. This man here lies. He tells you that he has no name. But in fact, his name is a huge bone. He's better than Mr. Gossip, I think. See? No! Pedro did bits of information, like I said, on Fresno Street, and that's that. I don't much like folk talking about my personal life. Indeed. It is not the intention of the court to invade the privacy of witnesses. Very well. I shall respect your wishes, sir. Alphabeted name shall be redacted from all court records of this trial. Assuming no objections?
Objection!
Literally. I'm sorry, my lord. The defense does object. Because the name just mentioned was of very deep significance to this case. Good gracious! Do you similarly object, Prosecutor Asagui? As it happens, my lord, that particular name has already been mentioned during today's proceedings. Well, I never! In what capacity? Huge bone. The name of the leaseholder of the room. Let me put this very simply. The victim's body was discovered in your rent room. I suggest, sir, that you start talking. Well, alright. I suppose that might be the case. So your real name is Huge Bone? Well, just between us, I don't like to blow my own horn, but there's no finer peddler of dead bits in town. So I happen to be able to afford a crummy little room in a all-fallen down backstreet townhouse. You do? Once every 6 months, I go and pay the rent in an agent on Lime Street. I remember now. There were two vulgar redheads in there last time. Why? If either of us is a vulgar, it's not me. Sink again, Peppino. Why didn't you bring this up before? It's like I told you already. I don't like talking about my personal life. I'm a tidbit peddler, as far as everyone else is concerned. No fuss. You will update your testimony to include this most surprising revelation, Mr. Bone. If I must. Police holder Scotland Yard has been looking for since the body was discovered. Has been here under our noses all along. The fellow was found, it's true. For what difference does it make?
Hold it!
So, you live in the room, presumably, do you? No, I don't live there. What do you think? There's no bed, is there? Just a desk. Then, why would you want to rent it? Well, I don't think I should have said, oh, really? Then how about the notice board in there? Which was covered from top to bottom in confidential documents only the police should have had access to. No, that bolt's not mine. Inspector must have brought it along. All the other bits and bobs that belong to me, the desk and the chair and that. People don't generally carry enormous notice boards around with them. The real question is, why was Inspector Grayson killed there, in your room? Well, obviously, not the faintest idea. I mean, it's causing me no end of bother, to be honest. It seems to me that Mr. Bone, would rather as little is known about his room as possible for some reason. So it does come across that way. And more importantly, knowing that the scene of the crime is actually his room completely changes things. In particular, there's one part of his testimony that's really bothering me now. So I'm finally going to undo this man. Yeah, I think that's it, because it was in here. It was found on the desk of the scene. That's it. You mean you have no family? No, not at all. I spend my days on Fresno Street peddling tidbits by passerbys. Hoping, just between us, this is, and eventually someone else with lips like mine will come along. I don't think so. You may be right. Anyway, that mark on your neck is just too much of a coincidence for us to ignore. Well, what's the fella to do then, eh? You don't believe me? Where did it pass? There's nothing I can do but flick me lip. Looks like I'm not going to get anywhere here unless I can produce some proof. It's to say I got dressed up and posed as some fancy inspector, aren't you? Well, it's beyond me. What do you think? I could do that. I don't think you could, but I do think either you are under someone that can, or, the more likely case, you are that man.
Attention!
If you have no kinfolk, as you put it, explain why is it that among the spacer furnishing, we found this photograph in the room? I presume as you've been renting the room, that this photograph belongs to you, does it not? Well... Mr. Bone? Drop the pretense, and tell the court exactly who you really are. I don't know what you mean. I'm a peddler. I keep telling you. You really don't need to bother with me. Please, just leave it alone. As the man says, leave it alone. Whatever the truth is about this man's life, it has no bearing on this case. Because it's simply not possible that he impersonated Inspector Grayson.
Objection!
How can you be so sure? Just look at that man. No amount of disguise could ever hide those unmissable features.
Objection!
But what if we were to look at this the other way around? What do you mean? Yes, Consul. What do you mean? Well, there's no denying that Mr. Bones' lip is very prominent indeed. But consider the possibility that this prominent lip is itself part of an elaborate disguise. Then hiding that prominent feature, in other words, revealing his true face, would make an utterly impenetrable disguise. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Huge Bone? Oh! Always go for the meat on the bone. Good. Witness! Are you still hiding the truth from this court? If that's a disguise, then underneath it is true identity must be. Yes, that's right. There's really only one person he could really be. My lord, the defense believes it could reveal Mr. Bones' true identity to the court. No, please, no. Very well then, Consul. What is the true identity of this peddler, who goes simply by the name of Gossip? Well, we were trying to get to that. It seems like Daily Veagle
Take that!
is here all along. Your real name is actually Mr. Veagle, isn't it, Mr. Daily Veagle? I don't recall that name, Consul. Who is this Mr. Veagle? It's a name I encountered yesterday, my lord. It has to do with a certain client of Mr. Shlom's. A young gentlewoman came into the detectives asking him to locate her missing husband. The woman in this photograph, in fact, this is Mrs. Veagle. What? From what I understand, you haven't returned home since the night before the inspector was found dead. But of course, on that night, we were being held captive by the two red-headed League men. And last night, you were put up by the prosecution service in preparation for testifying in this trial, because we had been led to believe that you, Miss Venus, and Mr. Sandwich were all homeless. Being important witnesses in this case, we need to know where we could find you, of course. That explains why you've not been able to return home, and also unable to contact your wife, who has been beside herself with worry, waiting for you at the Veagle residence. No, I'll just hold on a minute. I don't. What am I talking about? Really? It's a simple enough matter to confirm my suspicions. All we have to do is pull off that disguise. No! Please. Bailiff, bring soap, a sponge, and a wash bowl at once. Mr. Rosary and Mr. De Rosy, you will string the witness. Aye, my lord! I'm same, my lord! Oh,